You've been searching for a while now, haven't you? You've tried the methods, you've watched the videos, but you're here because something still feels off. Something isn't clicking into place. Let's talk about what that is.
We have to start with that quiet feeling that probably brought you here, that unspoken frustration, the one you get when you've been doing all the work, but you look around and, well, nothing has really changed at all. Let's get to the heart of why that is.
And I want you to be really honest with yourself here, not with me, but with you. How long have you been actively trying to manifest this one thing? A few weeks, months, maybe for some of you, it's been years.
I mean, you've done it all, right? You've repeated affirmations until you were blue in the face. You've scripted journal pages full of your perfect life. You've tried the 3-6-9 method. You've done the visualizations. You've put in the time. You've put in the effort.
So the big question is, after all of that doing, all of that effort, why does it feel like you're standing in the exact same spot you started in? Just let that question hang in the air for a second, because the answer isn't what you've been told.
All right, let's really get into it. The reason nothing has shifted is because there's been a huge misunderstanding about what all those techniques are actually supposed to do.
Here's a thought. What if the methods themselves were never the point? What if all the scripting, all the affirming, all the visualizing was just a warm-up for the real event? This is where everything needs to shift for you.
You know, you can go online and see people arguing endlessly. Scripting is better. No, visualization is the key. The 3-6-9 method is the only way. But here's the absolute truth. None of those techniques, by themselves, manifest a single thing. They just don't. That was never their job.
So if the methods don't do the manifesting, then what on earth are they for? And what is your actual job in this whole process? Because it really has nothing to do with what you do.
Look, this is how simple it is. Step 1, you pick any method. It honestly doesn't matter which one, because its only job, its single purpose, is to accomplish step 2, to change you. The method is just a tool, like a wrench or a hammer, designed to change your inner state, your thoughts, your feelings, your very identity.
And this right here, this is the most important sentence you need to hear. Let it sink in. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. Your outer world, your reality, is nothing more than a mirror reflecting who you are being on the inside.
Now, this can be a tough one to swallow, but this is where all of your power is. The reason nothing out there changed is because the person on the inside didn't. You were saying affirmations for abundance while feeling broke. You were writing scripts about love while feeling lonely. You were going through the motions, but your core identity, who you felt you were, stayed exactly the same.
So what is the fastest method then? If it's not some magic technique, what is it? It's not a technique at all. It's a state of being. It's called thinking from the end.
So what does that really mean? Thinking from the end is the state of mind where you stop trying to get something. Instead, you mentally and emotionally live from the place where your desire is already a done deal. It's a fact. It's an assumption you now live your life from.
And there's a world of difference between these two states. When you're thinking of your desire, you're constantly reminding yourself that you don't have it. You're here, and it's over there. This creates distance. It creates waiting and hoping. But when you think from it, you completely collapse that distance. You're not hoping for it anymore. You're not waiting. You're simply being the person who has it. It's a state of knowing.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we make this practical and not just a cool idea? Let's talk about how you can start to occupy this state of being right now, today.
I want you to really take a moment and ask yourself this seriously. If you woke up tomorrow morning and your desire was completely and totally fulfilled, what would you be thinking about all day? Not what you wouldn't be thinking about, but what would be on your mind. How would you feel deep in your bones? Relief? Quiet confidence? Calmness? How would you physically walk through the world? How would you view your life, your relationships, your problems? The answers to these questions, that is the identity. That is the state you have to start occupying now. And this is the great secret. You can stop worrying about finding the perfect words for your affirmations. Your real job is to assume the identity of the person who is already living your desired reality. Your job is to live from that identity. And here is a critical piece of advice. You have to stop checking. Every time you check your phone for that text, refresh your bank account, or look outside for evidence, you are energetically screaming at the universe, it's not here yet. You are reinforcing its absence. Think about it. A person who already has what they want has no need to check. They just know.
And all of this leads us to the final, most important shift in your understanding. This whole journey was never about searching for something outside of you. It's always been about becoming someone new on the inside.
So here is the only takeaway you need. The search is over. You can stop looking for the next magic technique. The fastest, most direct path to changing your reality is to stop searching and start becoming. Decide right now who you are and begin to think, feel, and act from that state. That's the work. That is the only work.
Because in the end, you're not really creating some distant future out of thin air. You're simply choosing a state of being, an identity, and then allowing your reality to perfectly reflect the truth of who you've decided to be. You're just revealing who you already are.